So what we have here is the infamous Fispa mechanical fuel pump fitting Ferrari275s and 330s and some others. And a variety of different kits are available for this. We make our own diaphragms with this particular unit right here that we have on our test assembly has a replacement diaphragm in it. There are 4 valves. We've gone in and actually reseated the portion of the valve that has a neoprene gasket on it, so we know that as the valves are pressed into the body of the unit, that the seals on the bottom are sealed against this spring pressure and hold in well. But we've got a quick little test here to show the quality of the sealing components here. And what these are a multi-piece stamped bronze a clamshell holding onto a bronze disc on the inside. And the bronze disc has a machined face on it that presses against a moving phenolic plate. And this moving phenolic plate seals and releases against a very lightweight spring held here captive by this clamshell device. Now, our concern is in testing that after the pump has developed pressure from the spring on the inside, which is the component that determines pounds per square inch, in these being 3 to 5 psi, that the valves don't bleed back. And we're concerned about these brand new valves that they are not bleeding properly. So Matt, can you give me a hand here? We've made this special testing device right here that allows us to put a vacuum line on a little plastic Delrin unit here. And I'm going to take this valve that we just pulled out of the pump and hold it in place on our test device. Now go ahead and pump that up. And
it does not hold.
It does not hold vacuum. Okay, so now we're going to test these one at a time, putting the spring back in this unit here and setting it back in place. And I believe this is the one that tested good before. I forget.
I think it is, yeah.
We'll find out here in just a second. Okay, go ahead and...
No, it's bleeding down.
It's bleeding down, okay. Okay, well, we did have one that did hold vacuum, suggesting that, in fact, these are that if one holds vacuum, they all should hold vacuum. But now we're going to go for the smaller valve, and I'm going to put that on the pressure device. And Matt, whoops, almost. Got to get it centered properly. Okay, go ahead.
It's bleeding down slower than the other ones, but it's bleeding down.
It's bleeding down, okay.
And just to prove our unit does hold vacuum.
Right, there you go. Pinch the line to verify that our gauge is good. And then finally, the last one right here. Now, obviously, the tiniest amount of contamination could cause a problem. Okay, go ahead.
Slight bleed down.
Slight bleed down. So we also noticed that these particular valves, how close can I get to here?
Get closer because I zoomed in.
Is this good?
Yeah.
That this outer lip here, which is the rolled crimp seam that holds these 3 pieces together, it looks like it's been wire brushed. I mean, that doesn't look like a factory original finish there. I mean, they should be crimped and that's it. So I'm not really sure what this additional machine marks are. And as well, they're not trimmed perfectly round. It's kind of like a raw torn metal around that outer edge there. But make the long story longer, of course, as we pump this unit mechanically, our pressure gauge goes up to a certain pressure, and then the indication is that it bleeds down. We don't want it to bleed down. These things are barely efficient at idle as it is. The fuel pumps being mechanical to operate after the electric fuel pump is shut off, and this is supposed to take over. Complaint is at idle, this thing loses about a minute of idle, the float bowls are drained down, and this thing is not good enough to keep fuel in the float bowls. So we're going to go into these and try to machine them in such a way that they do hold vacuum. That's our next attempt. And thank you very much for watching. All right.